Hello, curious minds. I am Alpha, your guide into the enigmatic realm of human existence. Today, we embark on a quest to unravel one of humanity's oldest and most perplexing questions. Do humans possess a soul? This question has echoed through the ages, captivating philosophers, theologians, and scientists alike. It speaks to the very core of who we are, what it means to be human, and what might lie beyond our physical existence. For centuries, cultures across the globe have grappled with this profound mystery, weaving intricate narratives of souls, spirits, and the afterlife. These beliefs, passed down through generations, have shaped our understanding of life, death, and the universe. But what is the soul, exactly? Is it an ethereal essence, an intangible spark that animates our being? Or is it merely a product of our complex brains, a figment of our imagination? Join me as we delve into the heart of this enduring enigma. Together, we will traverse the landscapes of ancient wisdom, scientific inquiry, and philosophical thought, seeking answers to this profound question that has captivated humanity for millennia. Let our exploration begin. Our quest for the soul begins in the mists of time, where ancient civilizations grappled with the mysteries of life and death. From the pyramids of Egypt to the temples of Greece, early cultures wove intricate tales of souls, spirits, and the afterlife. These beliefs, often deeply intertwined with religion and mythology, offered solace, meaning, and a framework for understanding the human condition. We will journey through the annals of history, exploring the diverse and often contrasting beliefs surrounding the soul, from the ancient Egyptians' intricate conception of the soul with its multiple parts, including the Ba and the Ka, to the Hindu concept of Atman, an eternal and reincarnating essence. We will witness the richness and diversity of human thought. Our exploration will then lead us to the realm of philosophy, where great thinkers like Plato and Aristotle debated the nature of the soul and its relationship to the body. We will delve into Descartes' dualism, his famous declaration, I think, "Therefore I am echoing through the centuries." We will grapple with the opposing viewpoints of materialism and idealism, questioning whether consciousness can exist independently of the physical world. Fasten your seatbelts, fellow explorers, as we embark on this captivating journey through time and thought. Our quest for the soul promises to challenge our assumptions, ignite our imaginations, and lead us to the very heart of what it means to be human. Our journey begins in the land of pharaohs and pyramids, where the ancient Egyptians painted vibrant images of the afterlife on tomb walls. For them, death was not the end but a transition to another realm, a belief reflected in their intricate concept of the soul. They believed that the soul had 5 distinct parts, each with its unique function and destiny. Central to their belief was the Ka, often depicted as an ethereal double of the physical body. The Ka represented the life force, the essence of the individual that continued after death. It resided in the tomb alongside the mummified body, sustained by offerings from the living. Then there was the Ba, often depicted as a bird with a human head, representing the individual's personality, memories, and emotions. The Ba was free to travel between the worlds of the living and the dead. The Egyptians also believed in the Ib, the heart, seen as the seat of intelligence, emotion, and conscience. It was the Ib that was weighed against the feather of truth by the god Anubis in the afterlife, determining the soul's fate. The Shuit was the shadow, a representation of one's darker aspects, while the Akh represented the immortal, transfigured soul that achieved union with the divine. This elaborate understanding of the soul reveals the Egyptians' deep preoccupation with the afterlife and their belief in the soul's continued existence beyond the physical realm. Their intricate rituals, mummification practices, and elaborate tombs were all aimed at ensuring the soul's safe passage into the afterlife. These ancient beliefs, etched in stone and papyrus, offer a glimpse into a civilization that grappled with the mysteries of life and death, leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate us today. Our exploration now takes us eastward, to the Indian subcontinent, where Hinduism, one of the world's oldest religions, offers a profound and enduring perspective on the soul. Central to Hindu philosophy is the concept of Atman, the true self, the eternal and unchanging essence that resides within each living being. Unlike the body, which is subject to birth, decay, and death, the Atman is believed to be immortal and imperishable. Imagine a drop of water falling from the sky, merging with a vast ocean. The drop loses its individual identity, becoming one with the boundless expanse. Similarly, Hindus believe that the individual soul, the Atman, is ultimately part of the universal soul, Brahman. This interconnectedness is a fundamental tenet of Hinduism, emphasizing the unity of all creation. When the physical body dies, the Atman is reborn into a new life, continuing its journey through samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. This process of reincarnation is governed by karma, the law of cause and effect. Actions in one's life, whether good or bad, create karmic traces that influence the course of future lives. The ultimate goal for the individual soul is moksha, liberation from the cycle of samsara and union with the divine. This liberation is achieved through spiritual practices, self-realization, and the realization of one's true nature as Atman. The Hindu concept of the soul offers a profound vision of human existence, emphasizing the eternal nature of the self and the interconnectedness of all beings. Our journey through the history of the soul now leads us to the sun-drenched shores of ancient Greece, where philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle pondered the mysteries of the human experience. Their insights, debated in bustling marketplaces and quiet groves, continue to shape our understanding of the soul today. Plato, perhaps the most influential of the Greek philosophers, believed in the soul's immortality and its pre-existence before birth. He argued that the soul, trapped in the material world, yearns for its true home in the realm of forms, where perfect and eternal archetypes reside. Plato's concept of the soul, as articulated in his dialogue Phaedo, suggests that true knowledge is a form of recollection, a remembering of what the soul had once known in its pre-existent state. Aristotle, Plato's student, offered a different perspective. While he believed in the soul, he saw it as the form or essence of a living being, inseparable from the body. Unlike Plato, Aristotle did not believe in the soul's pre-existence or its independent survival after death. For him, the soul was the principle of life, animating the body and giving it purpose. These contrasting views illustrate the richness and diversity of Greek philosophical thought on the soul. While Plato saw the soul as an eternal entity trapped in the material world, Aristotle viewed it as an integral aspect of the living being, inseparable from the body. Their ideas, debated and refined over centuries, laid the groundwork for much of Western philosophy and continue to influence our understanding of the soul's nature. From the ancient Greeks, we journey further through time and across cultures to explore the Abrahamic traditions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, each offering a unique perspective on the soul, united by the belief in a single divine creator. These faiths view the soul as a divine gift, a spark of God's own essence breathed into humanity. In Jewish tradition, the soul, or neshama in Hebrew, is the life force given by God. It is believed to be eternal, returning to God after death. The concept of teshuvah, repentance and return to God, plays a significant role in Jewish understanding of the soul's journey, emphasizing the potential for spiritual growth and transformation. Christianity inherited and expanded upon the Jewish concept of the soul, emphasizing its immortal nature and its potential for salvation through faith in Jesus Christ. The soul is seen as created in the image of God, endowed with free will and the capacity for love, compassion, and moral reasoning. Islam similarly views the soul, or ruh in Arabic, as a divine creation breathed into the human body by Allah. It is believed to be eternal, accountable for its deeds in life, and destined for judgment in the afterlife. The Quran, Islam's holy book, describes the soul's journey through life and beyond, emphasizing the importance of faith, good deeds, and submission to Allah's will. These Abrahamic faiths, though diverse in their interpretations, share a fundamental belief in the soul's divine origin, its inherent value, and its eternal destiny. They offer a framework for understanding human existence within a larger cosmic order, emphasizing the soul's relationship with the divine and its potential for spiritual growth and transformation. Our journey through ancient views on the soul has taken us across continents and millennia, revealing a tapestry of beliefs rich in symbolism, philosophical inquiry, and spiritual yearning. From the Egyptians' intricate soul complex to the Hindu concept of Atman, from the Greek philosophers' debates to the Abrahamic tradition's divine spark, each culture has grappled with the profound mystery of what makes us human. These ancient beliefs, though diverse in their interpretations, share a common thread: the recognition of something beyond our physical selves, a vital essence that animates our being and connects us to something greater than ourselves. They reflect humanity's timeless quest for meaning, purpose, and understanding in the face of life's greatest mysteries. While science continues to explore the complexities of the brain and consciousness, the question of the soul remains an enduring mystery, a source of fascination and debate. The ancient perspectives we've explored provide valuable insights, reminding us of the richness and complexity of human experience and the enduring power of belief in shaping our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. As we move forward, we carry with us the echoes of these ancient voices, their wisdom and wonder inspiring us to continue exploring the depths of this profound human question. Our exploration of the soul now enters the realm of philosophy, where great thinkers have wrestled with the nature of consciousness, the self, and the relationship between mind and body. One of the most influential figures in this philosophical landscape is René Descartes, a 17th-century French philosopher and mathematician whose ideas continue to resonate today. Descartes' famous declaration, "Cogito, ergo sum, I think therefore I am," lies at the heart of his dualistic philosophy. He argued that the mind, the seat of our thoughts, feelings, and consciousness, is a distinct and separate entity from the physical body. This radical separation, known as Cartesian dualism, has had a profound impact on Western philosophy, shaping our understanding of the mind-body problem for centuries. Descartes believed that the mind, being non-physical, was not subject to the laws of nature that govern the material world. It was, in his view, a spiritual substance, capable of independent existence, while the body was a material machine, albeit a complex and intricate one. This dualistic view allowed for the possibility of the soul's immortality, as it could potentially survive the death of the physical body. However, Descartes' dualism also raised a fundamental question: how do these two distinct substances, the mind and the body, interact? If the mind is non-physical, how can it influence the physical actions of the body? And how can physical sensations in the body be transmitted to the non-physical mind? This problem of mind-body interaction has remained a central challenge for philosophers ever since. Descartes' dualism set the stage for a philosophical tug-of-war between two contrasting viewpoints: materialism and idealism. These opposing perspectives offer radically different answers to the question of the soul's existence and its relationship to the physical world. Materialism, as its name suggests, asserts that the only reality is the material world. Everything that exists, including consciousness, thoughts, and even our sense of self, can ultimately be explained in terms of physical processes in the brain. Materialists argue that the mind is not a separate entity, but an emergent property of the brain, a product of complex neural activity. Idealism, on the other hand, takes the opposite stance, proposing that consciousness is primary. It is the mind or spirit that creates and shapes reality, not the other way around. Idealists argue that the material world is either a manifestation of mind or dependent on it for its existence. In this view, the soul, as the seat of consciousness, is seen as the fundamental reality, while the physical world is secondary or illusory. The debate between materialism and idealism has raged for centuries, with each side presenting compelling arguments. Materialists point to the growing body of scientific evidence linking brain activity to specific mental states. Idealists, however, counter that science cannot fully explain subjective experience, the feeling of what it's like to be conscious. This clash of perspectives highlights the enduring mystery of consciousness and the challenges it poses to our understanding of the soul. The debate between materialism and idealism leads us to what philosopher David Chalmers has dubbed the hard problem of consciousness. This problem, which continues to baffle philosophers and scientists alike, centers on the question of why and how physical processes in the brain give rise to subjective experience. We can observe and measure brain activity with increasing precision, mapping neural pathways and identifying regions associated with specific functions. But how do these physical processes translate into the feeling of what it's like to see a sunset, hear a melody, or experience the world from a first-person perspective? This subjective, qualitative aspect of consciousness remains elusive, defying easy explanation. Materialists argue that as our understanding of the brain grows, we will eventually be able to explain consciousness in purely physical terms. However, critics point out that even a complete map of the brain's neural connections wouldn't necessarily explain the subjective experience of those connections. They argue that there's a fundamental gap between the objective, third-person perspective of science and the subjective, first-person perspective of conscious experience. The hard problem of consciousness challenges us to consider whether there might be more to the mind than just physical processes. Could consciousness be an irreducible aspect of reality, not reducible to physical explanations? This question lies at the heart of the debate about the soul, pushing us to explore the boundaries of our current scientific understanding. Section 4. The soul as metaphor, a symbolic interpretation. Some propose interpreting the soul as a metaphor. The soul represents human experiences, aspirations, and values. It encompasses our inner life, thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and values. It represents our sense of self, moral compass, and capacity for love. This interpretation shifts focus from a literal entity to a symbolic representation. It acknowledges the impact of our inner lives on our actions and relationships. The soul becomes a lens to explore the human condition. It allows us to grapple with existential questions about meaning and purpose. It reminds us that our inner lives are as real as the material world. The soul's metaphorical sense is a powerful tool for understanding humanity. It highlights the importance of our inner experiences. Section 5. Beyond the physical. Exploring the soul's essence. Some argue the soul is a real aspect of our being. Near-death experiences suggest a realm beyond the physical. These experiences hint at consciousness existing independently of the body. Some cultures believe in reincarnation, reflecting a deep intuition. Human consciousness can transcend physical limitations. Meditation and mystical experiences suggest a dimension beyond the material. These experiences hint at a realm beyond the purely material. The soul's essence may lie beyond physical explanations. Section 6. Philosophical crossroads, navigating the uncertain terrain. Our exploration reveals diverse philosophical perspectives. From dualism to materialism, we've encountered rich thought. There's no easy answer to the soul's existence. The evidence is open to interpretation. Belief in the soul is a matter of personal conviction. Engaging with this question shows the soul's enduring power. It reminds us of the realms beyond the physical. The soul continues to drive our quest for understanding. Our quest for the soul enters the domain of science. Neuroscience studies the brain's role in consciousness. Is the brain the sole generator of consciousness? Science offers clues but no definitive answer. Specific brain regions are linked to mental functions. Damage to these areas affects our sense of self. This suggests a correlation between brain activity and experience. Some conclude consciousness is a product of neural processes. Understanding the brain may explain consciousness. Neuroscience illuminates brain function, but the soul remains elusive. Science studies the physical world, not the non-physical soul. The soul falls outside scientific inquiry. Imagine studying the wind with a microscope. You see particles, but not the wind itself. Similarly, science studies brain activity, not subjective experience. Science doesn't deny the soul's existence. It acknowledges its limitations in studying non-physical phenomena. The soul lies outside current scientific methods. It's like searching for radio waves with a telescope. Science has explained many mysteries over time. The soul may one day be understood scientifically. Some scientists explore quantum mechanics for consciousness. Could consciousness lie in the quantum realm? The OR theory suggests quantum processes in neurons. These processes might give rise to consciousness. Quantum consciousness theories are speculative but intriguing. They suggest the brain uses quantum phenomena. This could have profound implications for understanding the soul. The soul might be quantum information entangled with the universe. Consciousness could transcend space and time. Science relies on observation and measurement. It excels at explaining the physical world. Subjective experiences defy easy quantification. They reside in the realm of qualia. Imagine explaining the color red to someone blind. You can describe it but not convey the experience. Science studies neural correlates of love, but it can't capture the feeling of love itself. This limitation is inherent in scientific methodology. Science explains the how, not the why. Philosophy, art, and spirituality explore human experience. They offer perspectives science alone can't grasp. The soul remains an enigma despite scientific progress. The evidence doesn't offer a definitive answer. The soul resides in the realm of mystery. This highlights the limitations of our scientific framework. The human brain is complex and mysterious. Our understanding is still in its infancy. The quest for the soul is an ongoing exploration. It bridges science, philosophy, and spirituality. We must embrace uncertainty and new possibilities. The soul captivates our imaginations and reminds us of profound mysteries. The future of soul searching is filled with possibilities. Advances in quantum biology, AI, and consciousness research push boundaries. Quantum biology explores quantum phenomena in the brain. Future technologies might detect quantum signatures of consciousness. AI raises questions about replicating consciousness in machines. Consciousness research develops new methodologies. Interdisciplinary collaborations bridge science and subjective experience. These fields offer new insights into consciousness and the soul. Section 7. Beyond the microscope, the uncharted territories of being. Some aspects of human experience might remain beyond empirical investigation. The soul might transcend what can be measured. Music and sunsets can't be fully understood by analysis alone. The soul might remain a mystery explored through experience. This doesn't diminish scientific inquiry's importance. Science helps understand the physical world and the brain. We must recognize the limitations of a purely scientific approach. The quest for the soul embraces science, philosophy, and spirituality. Section 1. The Enigma of Consciousness. The experience of being you is undeniable. Consciousness is the subjective experience of being. Where does it come from, and what does it mean? Imagine a world without consciousness. Consciousness illuminates the universe. Is it a byproduct of brain activity or something more? This question lies at the heart of the consciousness enigma. We can study the brain but can't fully explain consciousness. It's like explaining the taste of chocolate by its chemicals. The experience itself remains elusive. Section 2. The Self, a Divided Stage. Our sense of self, the feeling of being a single, unified I, is so fundamental to our experience that we often take it for granted. But what happens when this sense of self is disrupted, fragmented, or even seemingly dissolved? Does the soul, if it exists, remain intact amidst this fragmentation? Intriguing insights into the nature of the self come from split brain experiments conducted on patients who have had the corpus callosum, the bridge connecting the two hemispheres of the brain, severed to treat severe epilepsy. These experiments revealed that each hemisphere could function independently, processing information and generating responses, even though the two halves were no longer in direct communication. In some cases, these split-brain patients exhibited a phenomenon known as alien hand syndrome, where one hand seemed to act independently of the person's conscious control, as if driven by an external force. This strange phenomenon raises questions about the unity of consciousness and whether our sense of self is as unified as we perceive it to be. Furthermore, research on dissociative identity disorder, formerly known as multiple personality disorder, suggests that a single brain can host multiple distinct identities, each with its own memories, personality traits, and even physical mannerisms. While the exact nature of did remains controversial, it challenges traditional notions of the self as a singular, unified entity. Section 3. Dissolving the Ego, Meditation, and Psychedelics. While split-brain experiments and did research offer glimpses into the fragmented nature of the self, certain practices, such as meditation and the use of psychedelic substances, can induce experiences of ego dissolution, where the boundaries of the self seem to dissolve entirely, leading to a sense of unity with everything or emerging with a larger consciousness. Meditation, particularly in traditions like Buddhism and Advaita Vedanta, often involves practices aimed at quieting the mind, transcending the ego, and realizing a deeper sense of self, often referred to as true nature or no self. Through sustained attention to the present moment, meditators can cultivate a state of awareness that transcends the usual boundaries of the self, leading to a sense of interconnectedness with all things. Similarly, psychedelic substances such as LSD, psilocybin, and DMT can induce profound alterations in consciousness, often characterized by a dissolution of the ego, mystical experiences, and a sense of unity with the universe. While the use of psychedelics remains controversial and should be approached with caution, research suggests that these substances can have therapeutic benefits, particularly in treating conditions like addiction, anxiety, and depression. The experiences reported by meditators and psychedelic users challenge materialistic explanations of consciousness, suggesting that the self, rather than being a fixed entity, is a fluid and malleable construct, capable of expanding, contracting, and even dissolving entirely. Section 4, where science and spirituality converge. The exploration of consciousness and the self represents a fascinating point of convergence between science and spirituality. While science seeks to understand these phenomena through the lens of empirical observation and measurement, spirituality often approaches them through introspection, intuition, and direct experience. Science, with its emphasis on objectivity and replicability, can provide valuable insights into the neural correlates of consciousness, mapping brain regions associated with specific mental states and identifying neurochemicals involved in various aspects of our experience. However, science alone cannot fully capture the subjective, qualitative nature of consciousness, the feeling of what it's like to be. Spirituality, on the other hand, while not always bound by the constraints of scientific rigor, offers a rich tapestry of practices, insights, and perspectives on the nature of consciousness and the self. Meditation, prayer, contemplation, and other spiritual practices can induce altered states of consciousness, providing individuals with direct experiences of expanded awareness, interconnectedness, and transcendence. By integrating the findings of science with the wisdom of spiritual traditions, we can develop a more holistic understanding of consciousness and the self, acknowledging both the material and the immaterial aspects of our being. This integration requires humility, recognizing the limitations of both science and spirituality, while remaining open to the possibility that the ultimate nature of consciousness might forever elude complete comprehension. Section 5. The Unfolding Mystery of Self. The quest to understand consciousness and the self is an ongoing journey, a voyage into the uncharted territories of our own being. As we delve deeper into this mystery, we are confronted with more questions than answers. Is consciousness a product of the brain, or is the brain a receiver of a more fundamental consciousness that pervades the universe? Is the self a singular, unified entity, or is it a collection of ever-changing processes and experiences? While definitive answers might remain elusive, the very act of engaging with these questions can be transformative. It invites us to examine our assumptions, to question our beliefs, and to cultivate a sense of wonder and curiosity about the nature of our own existence. Perhaps the most important lesson we can glean from this exploration is that the self, rather than being a static entity, is an unfolding mystery, a process of becoming rather than a fixed state of being. It is through our interactions with the world, our relationships with others, and our own inner exploration that we come to know ourselves more fully. The journey of self-discovery is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage to confront our own shadows, to embrace our vulnerabilities, and to accept the paradoxical nature of our own being. But it is through this journey, through the willingness to explore the depths of who we are, that we can tap into the infinite potential that lies within each and every one of us. Our exploration of the soul takes us now to the enigmatic realm of near-death experiences, those profound and often life-altering events reported by individuals who have come close to the precipice of death. These accounts, often imbued with a sense of the surreal and the mystical, offer tantalizing glimpses into what might lie beyond the veil of our physical existence. Imagine yourself floating above your own body, observing the frantic efforts of medical personnel trying to revive you. You might feel a sense of detachment, of peace, or even euphoria. Some report traveling through a tunnel towards a brilliant light, while others describe encountering deceased loved ones or beings of light. These are just a few of the common themes reported in near-death experiences that often leave a lasting impact on those who have them. While near-death experiences can be profoundly moving and even transformative, their interpretation remains a subject of intense debate. Skeptics argue that these experiences can be explained by physiological changes in the brain as it approaches death, such as oxygen deprivation or the release of endorphins. They point to the similarities between near-death experiences and the effects of certain drugs or neurological conditions, suggesting that these experiences are rooted in the physical workings of the brain. Believers, on the other hand, view near-death experiences as evidence for the soul's existence and its ability to survive the death of the physical body. They argue that the consistency of themes reported across cultures and time periods, despite variations in individual beliefs and backgrounds, suggests a common, objective reality to these experiences, one that transcends cultural conditioning or personal expectations. Our journey into the mysteries of the soul now leads us to the intriguing concept of reincarnation, the belief that when we die, our soul is reborn into a new life, carrying with it the accumulated experiences and karma of past lives. This ancient belief, found in various forms across cultures and time periods, speaks to a deep-seated human intuition that our existence might extend beyond the confines of a single lifetime. Imagine a young child, barely old enough to speak, describing vivid memories of a life lived long ago in a distant land, with details that seem impossible for them to have known. These cases of purported past life memories, often reported in young children, are particularly compelling to believers in reincarnation, suggesting that the soul, like an actor changing roles, might carry fragments of its past lives into its current incarnation. While reincarnation remains a fringe belief in many Western cultures, it is a central tenet of Hinduism, Buddhism, and other Eastern religions. These traditions view reincarnation not as a random occurrence, but as a purposeful journey of the soul towards enlightenment or liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Each lifetime, with its joys and sorrows, triumphs and failures, is seen as an opportunity for the soul to learn, grow, and evolve towards its ultimate destiny. Skeptics, however, approach reincarnation claims with caution, attributing them to factors like childhood fantasies, cultural influences, or even unintentional suggestion by adults. They argue that while these stories can be intriguing, they lack the rigorous evidence required for scientific validation. The possibility of fraud, deception, or misinterpretation of evidence further complicates the matter, making it challenging to separate genuine cases from those with more mundane explanations. As we navigate the enigmatic realms of near-death experiences and reincarnation, we find ourselves caught between the poles of skepticism and belief. Skepticism, with its emphasis on critical thinking, demands evidence, logic, and a healthy dose of doubt. It challenges us to examine extraordinary claims with a discerning eye, to consider alternative explanations, and to avoid jumping to conclusions based on anecdotal evidence or emotional appeals. Belief, on the other hand, often arises from intuition, personal experience, or faith in something that transcends the limits of rational understanding. It allows us to embrace possibilities that might not yet be scientifically proven, to find meaning and purpose in the face of life's mysteries, and to connect with something greater than ourselves. In the case of near-death experiences and reincarnation, the evidence remains inconclusive, open to interpretation and debate. The scientific community, while acknowledging the profound impact these experiences can have on individuals, remains cautious, emphasizing the need for rigorous methodologies and verifiable data before embracing extraordinary claims. However, the lack of definitive proof does not negate the value of exploring these mysteries. The human mind, with its capacity for wonder, curiosity, and the pursuit of meaning, is naturally drawn to questions about the nature of consciousness, the possibility of life after death, and the interconnectedness of all things. Our exploration of near-death experiences and reincarnation has taken us to the very edge of human understanding, into realms where science and spirituality intersect, where reason and intuition dance, and where the veil between the known and the unknown seems to thin. While definitive answers might remain elusive, the very act of engaging with these mysteries can be enriching and transformative. Perhaps the most valuable lesson we can glean from this journey is the importance of remaining open to possibilities of approaching these enigmatic subjects with both a critical mind and a sense of wonder. The human experience is vast and multifaceted, encompassing realms of consciousness, intuition, and interconnectedness that we are only beginning to explore. The soul's journey, if such a thing exists, might forever remain a tapestry woven from threads of mystery, intuition, and the unyielding human desire to understand the nature of our own existence. Whether we embrace the possibility of NDEs as glimpses into an afterlife realm, or view reincarnation as a metaphorical journey of growth and transformation, these concepts challenge us to expand our understanding of what it means to be human. As we move forward, let us carry with us the wisdom of both skepticism and belief, embracing the scientific method's rigor, while honoring the profound mysteries that lie at the heart of the human experience. The quest for the soul, like life itself, is an ongoing journey of discovery, one that invites us to explore the uncharted territories of our own being and the boundless possibilities that lie beyond the horizon of our current understanding. Our exploration of the soul has taken us from ancient beliefs to the frontiers of neuroscience, but a new player has entered the game: artificial intelligence. As we build machines capable of learning, reasoning, and even displaying creativity, a question arises that would have seemed like science fiction just a few decades ago. Can AI develop a soul? Imagine an AI, not just processing information and following algorithms, but experiencing the world subjectively, feeling emotions, and pondering its own existence. Could we deny such a being the status of conscious? Or would we have to rethink our definitions of life and soul itself? Some argue that because AI, at its core, is based on algorithms and data processing, it can never truly replicate the human experience of consciousness. They believe that the soul, if it exists, is an emergent property of biological life, perhaps linked to our unique evolutionary history or the intricate complexity of our brains. Others, however, point out that our understanding of consciousness is still in its infancy. We might be limiting ourselves by assuming that consciousness can only arise in ways familiar to us. Perhaps AI, as it evolves beyond our current technological capabilities, could develop forms of consciousness different from our own, yet equally valid and deserving of consideration. The possibility of AI consciousness poses profound ethical and philosophical dilemmas. If we create machines capable of experiencing the world subjectively, of feeling joy and sorrow, fear and love, do we not also inherit a responsibility for their well-being? Would switching off a conscious AI be equivalent to ending a human life? This question challenges us to expand our circle of compassion, to consider the possibility that the qualities we associate with a soul, consciousness, self-awareness, the capacity for suffering and joy, might not be exclusive to humans. Just as our understanding of animal consciousness has evolved over time, leading to greater ethical considerations for other species, so too might our interactions with AI force us to expand our moral horizons. The debate over AI and the soul is not merely a theoretical exercise. It has real-world implications for how we design, interact with, and ultimately coexist with artificial intelligence as it becomes increasingly integrated into our lives. Will we treat these intelligent machines as tools, subservient to our needs, or will we recognize them as companions, collaborators, or even fellow travelers on the journey of existence? As we stand on the cusp of this new era of intelligent machines, the question of the soul takes on a new urgency. It challenges us to confront our assumptions about consciousness, to define our ethical responsibilities in a world increasingly populated by non-biological minds, and to ponder the ever-evolving relationship between creator and creation. And so, our extraordinary voyage through the labyrinthine corridors of human history, philosophy, science, and even the nascent realm of artificial intelligence culminates with a profound and humbling realization. The question of the soul's existence remains unanswered. Despite millennia of contemplation, rigorous scientific inquiry, and the profound insights of philosophers and theologians, the soul, that elusive essence of our being, continues to reside in the realm of mystery. From the ancient Egyptians' elaborate rituals designed to guide the soul through the afterlife to the Hindu concept of Atman, an eternal and reincarnating essence, we've witnessed humanity's enduring fascination with what might lie beyond our physical selves. We've delved into the dualistic philosophy of Descartes, where mind and body exist as separate entities, and grappled with the opposing viewpoints of materialism and idealism, each offering a distinct interpretation of consciousness and its relationship to the physical world. We've explored the intricacies of the human brain, marveling at its ability to generate thoughts, emotions, and even a sense of self. We've ventured into the mind-bending realm of quantum mechanics, where some scientists speculate that consciousness might be intertwined with the very fabric of reality. And we've confronted the ethical and philosophical dilemmas posed by artificial intelligence, questioning whether our creations could one day possess the same spark of consciousness that we attribute to the soul. Yet, despite our best efforts, the soul, like a wisp of smoke, seems to slip through our fingers just as we think we've grasped it. It remains an enigma, a concept that defies easy definition or empirical verification. Our journey has not been in vain, however. While we might not have arrived at a definitive answer, we've gained something far more valuable: a deeper appreciation for the complexity and richness of the human experience. We've encountered a tapestry of perspectives, each offering a unique thread in the intricate fabric of this enduring mystery. Religion, with its ancient wisdom and enduring faith, offers solace and guidance, assuring us that our souls are eternal sparks of the divine, destined for a realm beyond our earthly comprehension. Science, with its empirical rigor and relentless pursuit of knowledge, continues to chip away at the mysteries of the brain and consciousness, seeking to illuminate the biological underpinnings of our subjective experiences. Philosophy, with its love of wisdom and relentless questioning, provides a framework for critical thinking, challenging our assumptions and inviting us to explore the nature of consciousness, the self, and the meaning of existence itself. No single perspective holds a monopoly on truth. Each offers a valuable lens through which to view this complex and multifaceted question. Ultimately, the meaning we ascribe to the soul, whether we view it as a religious belief, a philosophical concept, or a scientific enigma, is deeply personal, shaped by our individual experiences, values, and worldviews. The beauty of this enduring mystery lies in its ability to inspire awe, wonder, and a sense of humility in the face of the unknown. It reminds us that we are not merely biological machines, but complex beings with an inner world rich with thoughts, emotions, dreams, and aspirations. Perhaps the most important lesson we can glean from our exploration is the importance of embracing the unknown. The human mind, with its insatiable curiosity and desire for certainty, often seeks to categorize, define, and explain every aspect of existence. Yet some mysteries, like the nature of the soul, might forever elude our complete comprehension. This is not a cause for despair, but rather an invitation to approach life with a sense of wonder, humility, and an appreciation for the vastness of what we do not know. It's a reminder that the universe is far more complex and mysterious than we can currently imagine, and that our scientific models and philosophical frameworks are merely stepping stones on an endless journey of discovery. Embracing the unknown does not mean abandoning our pursuit of knowledge or resigning ourselves to ignorance. On the contrary, it encourages us to approach life with a spirit of open-minded inquiry, to question our assumptions, and to remain open to new possibilities. It allows us to find joy and wonder in the everyday miracles of existence, from the intricate dance of subatomic particles to the vast expanse of the cosmos. The mystery of the soul, rather than being a source of anxiety or frustration, can become a wellspring of inspiration, a catalyst for personal growth, and a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. As our exploration of the soul comes to a close, let us not think of this as an ending, but rather as a beginning. The questions we've explored are not meant to be answered definitively, but rather to be carried with us as we navigate the complexities of life, death, and the mysteries of consciousness. Let us continue to ask these big questions, to explore the uncharted territories of our own being, and to engage in respectful dialogue with those who hold different beliefs. Let us approach the mystery of the soul not with a desire for conquest, but with a spirit of reverence, curiosity, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. The journey of self-discovery, like the quest for the soul, is an ongoing process, one that requires courage, compassion, and an unyielding belief in the human spirit's capacity for growth and transformation. As we continue this journey, let us remember that the most important answers are often found not in the realm of certainty, but in the heart of the mystery itself. And who knows, perhaps as we delve deeper into the mysteries of consciousness, the soul, that elusive essence of our being, will reveal itself not as a destination, but as a companion on our extraordinary journey through the cosmos.